Today's going to be a quick little welding video. My buddy dropped this log splitter off. He says it's from the 1970s. It's got a old Briggs & Stratton 5-horse on there. And well, let me show you the problem first. Right here, you can see, it's split open, and it actually bent to the I-beam pretty good too. It actually pulled up here and then compressed it down here, so that did a number. And looking at this, you could see some of these welds had maybe been rusted and broken for some time. See, like that one right there, looks like it's been broken for a little bit. Anyway, so I think the proper fix for this would be taking it off completely, cleaning and grinding all this, lining it up back again flush on there. But I'm not going to do that. I think my attack plan is going to be, I'm going to heat this cherry red, bend it down, and then just go to town welding, filling this all in, put maybe some extra metal, and put a little piece down here, go crazy with it. This is going to be, any welder that sees this video is going to be like, oh my god, this dude should never touch a welder again, I'm sure. And just to show you who it's made by, looks like Didier Manufacturing Company, Franksville, Wisconsin. I don't know what he hit to cause this thing to finally break after 50 years, but it must have been a big knot or something. But I was just thinking, I wonder if this actually has a pressure relief valve or not, to prevent that from happening in the future. Like, maybe since it's older, it doesn't have a high pressure bypass, because it really should be set at a max pressure to where damage like this can occur, and you could adjust it so maybe 2000 psi or whatever the case, but where it wouldn't bend the I-beam and break the darn thing. Before heating it up, we got to get rid of all this wood that's packed in between there, otherwise that's gonna just burn. No, that stuff ain't coming out. It's just compressed into the bottom. He said he already did try beating on this to bend it back down, but it didn't move at all. So let's see if heating that cherry red helps out. Gotta throw some gloves on. That thing likes to throw bristles. I guess you should be putting one of those on a high speed like that. Oh. Son. That ain't budging. Well, I ended up knocking it off of there because, yeah, that wasn't happening. No way. So let me get this cleaned up and welded back on. Alright, that I-beam did not bend back at all, but I was just talking to him. He's like, dude, just weld the thing back on there. Leave the bend. I don't even care about it. So here's my plan. I'm gonna put it back in the same position, make it straight, so there'll be a nice gap to fill on the back, and I'm gonna just weld the heck out of this thing. Of course, cleaning up the welds first. Breaking all this stuff off. So let me do that and just get this thing done, and I'll show you what we end up with. Doesn't this ram look like such a hazard without having any spikes or anything on it? And it actually has almost a taper going that way. It looks like it just wants to kick logs out of it. It's ugly, but here's the prep. I chalked her up with some wires, beveled the edges so I can get some good penetration, and tack her in place now. Well, it isn't the prettiest in the world, but I can guarantee that that I-beam will bend before these welds fail, because I got good penetration underneath, and then I came back over top with like probably 5 beads on each side, and that is going nowhere. So if I want to get crazy, I could box in or brace that I-beam, but that thing's pretty darn strong, so I think we'll go split and see if it works, and then if he sees this bending in the future, we can address it from there. This piece of pine with branches or knots in them that I tried splitting before is perfect, because when it hits those horizontal loads, that puts a big stress on the hydraulics. No gas. Works great. Woo! See right there? That puts a big load when it hits those big knots like that. I don't know if you saw the struggle, but that puts a good test. I don't think this does have a pressure release either, because if I watch this, if I go all the way back, it stalls out the engine. So wow, that could easily blow one of these hoses. That's a lot of pressure, and that's probably why it broke the end of this off. So yeah, works good though. Shoot that with some paint and deliver it. And the next task to tackle today is going to be welding this Rhino 660 exhaust back together. I actually got this off camera at it when I was up there, because he replaced his with an aftermarket. They're like 160 bucks. But mine, the inside's completely blown out and broken. Over there, I was going to just fix mine, but that one's trashed, so this one seems in good shape. I'm not going to show that on video, though, because it's probably going to look like hammered butt, hammered ass when I'm done with it. But it'll hold, I promise you that. All right, hopefully watched the video or enjoyed it, and any suggestions for future videos, always, drop those down below. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, any of that kind of stuff. If you're new, I appreciate it, and yeah. I hope to see you again. Oh, by the way, the welder we were using is the Millermatic 211 with auto set. It's multi-voltage, awesome welder.